Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Meta Game Minute. Welcome to this week's episode of Flatulent Friday.
2D Tuesdays, or Thursdays rather.
2D, yeah, there you go. So some fun stuff happened in this episode.
And I want it to be known, I was really enjoying everything that was going on. I really enjoyed all of that. I thought the whole deal thing was cool, like with Caleb and like the negotiating, and then how Zephyrus came in, and that was really great.
I was hoping that'd be a little bit more successful, but
like just
I should have come in earlier.
As an 11-year-old kid, I would be bored like in an hour in this thing if I'm not being engaged. So I was just like, screw it, I'm gonna leave. But
Rick shows up to the tournament in a couple days, like, no, never mind.
Like as a player, I loved it. As a character, I was like bored. But as a player, I really enjoyed listening to you guys.
It's a place, that's specific for the whims of adults.
Yeah.
Let's start right there at the Kenku thing with Riff. Mm-hmm. That was really cool. I think that we all must have had the same thought. I mean, I thought Alex did a good enough job of separating it, and maybe he has, but I feel like we all had the same thought, like, oh, those assholes, like stealing our stuff at the house. Come on now.
Wait, which assholes? What do you guys think's going on at the house?
No, I think the Kenku, Riff is friends with the Kenku, and they're a little more interested in behaving with us than anything else, and they're warning us.
Yeah, I feel a little bit of a kinship to him, like after meeting that kid down at the lake or whatever, and kind of like he was kind of like, no, Riff's okay or whatever. We had that moment, and like I tried to show him respect, and I've been studying the Kenku since then. I mean, even though it's been like a day or two or something like that, but like I've got a book and I'm reading about it from Chateau de Magnus is a fine library, as it were, all on the Kenku, as Mrs. Magnus has allowed me to read, but I've been it's in my backpack for sure, and like I've been reading up on them, and so. I don't know who's at the house. Like I personally, but I'm also an idiot. Like I was just like, oh, there's someone at the house. That's fucked up. Mm-hmm. But also like I don't know necessarily who would be there. If I'm guessing, maybe like just right now, maybe it's like the halfling team that we beat the shit out of, or like like one of the teams from the fucking thing where like fuck these motherfuckers, like
pretty good guess.
That like lost some betting or something like that against Zephyrus or something like that. But initially I was like, oh shit, like I'm the best person to watch a movie with because I don't try to figure it out beforehand, like if it's a crazy movie or whatever. And I sit there and I go like, oh no way, that happened. And it's like, well yeah, dummy, remember? I was like, oh, I totally forgot about that thing 20 minutes ago. Like
yeah, I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum.
I think some of the stuff you're talking about is exactly kind of what was informing us. Like your relationship with the Kenku and all that made me think like, oh, they're telling him, like they're warning him, like you don't go into the house because you're gonna get jacked, son.
Well, so I mean, cool. I felt as though it was a warning of like, I didn't even think of it as a warning. It was more like they were repeating the conversation of the robbers that killed them.
Right. Yeah, but it felt like they were repeating a very important part of that conversation.
Which was they're not home, we can steal all of their shit. And I'm like, fuck you steal my boss's shit.
Yeah.
And that's the first and only time I'll call you my boss.
We're equals. Just kidding, you're a child. So
I will murder you.
Let's go back to the because we started the episode kind of after that performance from Adrian. We were all kind of interacting with folks. Ball. What did you feel about your freaking little clockwork firefly getting smashed? Like,
I was super disappointed. I didn't get to have a conversation with Riff.
I was trying to get you to freaking snitch on Riff so hard, and you did not take the bait at all.
No, I was just really disappointed. I didn't get to have a conversation because I wanted to share some of my backstory and find out about some of theirs, and also I really wanted to go to the library that they had the letter for. So that whole scenario was really disappointing for me.
Sorry, bud.
My thing was destroyed.
Well, no, Zephyrus fixed it.
Yeah.
But like in that moment, like my whole thing was like, I'm a bored little kid that's lashing out.
I was trying to entertain you and get your attention and try.
Yeah, Riff doesn't go for that kind of shit.
So you met it a little bit, Milo. Did you know that I had mending? Or
I heard you use it once quite a while ago.
Okay.
And I was like, I know that he has it, so I'm just gonna hint big time at this.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if I had used it or not yet, and I was like, wait, do I actually have that prepared? Like, I
don't think you've ever actually used it. I think you just mentioned that you had it at offhandedly, and I was like, ooh.
If I used it, it was probably at like the prison to like try to fix a key or something is what it might have been in my mind.
You had mentioned that you use prestidigitation for your clothes and that you would use mending if it ever was.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those things. I was like, oh, I know that I have mending, so I can get this fixed real easy.
Nice. I approve of that.
That is a conversation I'd actually be interested in, but in the moment where we were at, character-wise, my character was so bored. I was like, fuck these little trinkets. I'm out of here. I need to go do something for myself.
But what if he couldn't have ever repaired that?
So?
Well, Zephyrus doesn't know that that's what you did, even though he tried so hard to get Ball to turn on you.
Ball ain't no snitch.
Caleb, I really enjoyed your negotiations. Tell me about that.
I tried. That's about it. I had completely forgotten about the whole Zephyrus contract deal, getting them pretty much by default. So I just wanted something interesting and something spicy, something that was difficult, that was kind of down in the region where he was maybe a little bit more familiar than everybody else.
As he would say, his nether regions.
Yeah, my nether regions. That's where we're going.
Yep. But
now that's the party I'm going to with Adrian later.
That's the name of the club.
Nether regions.
Nether regions. That's good. That's good.
But no, everything went terribly wrong with the rolls, and so I couldn't really come back from that. So it is what it is.
Me and Wolf both waited too long to get involved in that whole thing. So I think if I had gotten involved sooner,
you got a contract that you weren't going to get.
Yeah,
that's just extra, and you can get money for it. Like you guys gotta still win the tournament to even get your hands on another contract.
Let me ask you this, Alex: the 500 gold, is that our share, or is that
that's the total for the contract? So your share would be 250.
50% of that. Okay.
Yeah.
And if all 5 of us go, it's 50 gold apiece.
Sounds like we need to murder this contract holder.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you're right.
Since
you're holding it,
the metagame minute, that's something I've been wanting to get more information about. I just haven't found the right opportunity to. Is who is the person that's giving the contract? Like a little bit of their backstory and what they might be interested in finding, what could be in the contract, how these contracts are dispersed, and stuff like that. Something I've been curious about getting information about, but haven't had the opportunity.
Yeah, who is this god person descending these contracts?
It's Gordlock.
Gordlock is the one that is the assignment master here in town, but most of the contracts come from Castle High Candle, which is the capital city. Basically, they come from the office of the king.
Brett, stop writing. This is metagame minute.
But if it comes up, I can and that's my own mental.
That's information that you would have from studying the books at Chateau de Magnus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't think I know where the capital is?
I guess it's okay.
I'm a nobleman.
Wearing a vampire cloak you forgot about.
Noble-ish.
Noble-ish, yeah.
I'm pretty regal.
Yeah, noble adjacent.
Yeah.
Noble soft.
It's my favorite video game company.
Noble Soft. I love it, dude.
Fuck you, Caleb. Just kidding.
Okay.
Just kidding.
But I really enjoyed, like, what was your sort of motivation, like, because like you kind of just like went off and did your own thing, and were like, hey, I want to get this, like, are you just thinking like I'm going to get this money, or like what was your deal with that, Caleb?
It was more or less scouting what's going on near the area that I'm from and what's going on near the people that I need to be aware of. I'm running from some folks, as you've probably figured out by now, and so if I know what's going on in that region, I can kind of determine, are they preoccupied with this other stuff, or are they free to essentially hunt me? And so it's kind of a self-serving
Sure.
thing.
I like
Mr. Wolf. Oh,
What?
I was just going to ask Dash for his opinion on what was going on, because Wolf had some insight there with Cord kind of at the very end, but otherwise he was just nursing his drunkenness a little bit this episode.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if I could really jump into that conversation because the whole time I was thinking, like, you know, all I can really do is, I guess, use my brute strength, but because I hadn't really thought of that, you know, logical kind of loop that I had yet. So I was like, I just want to jump in. This is their thing. Seems like, I don't know. You know how like someone's trying to do something you don't want to help because you don't want to ruin it for them. Maybe they want to do it just by themselves. So that's what I was thinking.
Gotcha.
For the record, I will always take help if I'm failing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it was just more about like I was
Duly
trying to
noted.
not metagame too hard.
Even if it's violent,
Yeah.
I will accept help.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, does anybody have anything else they'd like to add, or can we wrap up this week's metagame minute?
Yeah, I'd like to compliment Dash on his new microphone.
Thank you.
It sounds
looks very
fantastic.
good.
You sound
Thank you very much.
fantastic.
No, thank you.
It
Thank
makes you look like a pro. It makes you look like a pro nozzle of douches.
like
pro
a
douche
professional
nozzle.
voice actor.
Yeah.
And comedian and playwright,
Producer,
and host of
philanthropist.
Metagame Minute.
Creator.
yeah,
of
the
Metagame
original
Minute,
host of
yeah.
Metagame Minute. Yeah.
Plumber. I do it all.
Honestly, the mustache makes you fit right in with all of those.
I texted him
Well,
earlier and I said, "You look like a background cop for Reno 911."
You do look like an alcoholic playwright.
Yes.
Sponsored by Adidas, though.
or I direct my own porn at home.
Yeah, true.
Just
Yeah.
in the mirror.
You're a cam boy.
Yeah.
Alex, how
Fans,
is
only fans, guys.
Alex as our DM? How was this for you? Was this? I mean, as far as what we did over these last two episodes with your like, I know that's kind of like a holding period. You know, like we're going to go to this bar, we're going to do this stuff, you know, and then like, you know, whatever the next adventure is, I mean, right now it's going to be, you know, the robbers or whatever.
Right.
That's sort of like, how is it, you know?
How
did we
these
play
kinds
your
of things,
game?
Yeah, with these kinds of things, I never know if it's going to take 15 minutes or 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know, going to a bar or something. So, you know, I was like, if it's going to take some time, I want to make sure there's something in there. And so it's always weird doing, you know,
That's
bards,
the hard thing about
singing.
Yeah. That's the hard thing about doing the podcast, especially with us as a group, because you never know like what we're going to latch on to.
Right.
You can pretty much guarantee 2 hours for anything. For
Right.
Right.
Pretty much.
But no, I thought that was pretty neat. I knew
The fucking
I
Brew
knew
Brothers. That's not something. And the hot chicken wings, and the like.
Yeah.
That's what this kind of reminded me of. I think it's in season 2. You know, Crystalina Pickle Kiss and like the Bard and
Yeah. What I'm excited for next episode is Riff. You get to play like Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
You know, you know something is up, and there's this mansion, and it's dark. I'm
Sick.
excited for that.
That's going to be dope.
Exclamation.
it reminds me also of
That's Metal Gear.
Yeah, Metal Gear.
Gear,
I was gonna say Metal Gear Solid. Yeah,
You know, just it's going to be a nice stealthy endeavor. I'm curious how it's going to play out.
no. And then Zephyrus
story
comes in. Now,
comes in.
who left my door open this entire time we were gone? I do say, then just like,
Yeah. Gods be damned, Willem left the door. Oh, Jesus.
just fucking arrows to the throat.
Yeah.
He immediately turns into a puff of gas and leaves.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the arrows go through him. He's like, "Now, you
for
should
me."
attack me with something less conventional."
Well, I think that's a good place to leave it for this week. You guys kind of know what to look forward to. I know I am. When we get back to it on Monday with our regular edition of Chaotic Amateurs. Hey, guys, grab your swords, keep on adventuring. Bada boom. Sweet.